I love real estate. No, you're full of crap. You've never bought a rental house. I own a bunch of them. Okay?
I understand.
So don't flinch here.
Me and my wife recently paid off our house about 3 years ago, and we've been trying to save some money. We got about $175,000 saved up.
Cool.
And we're getting ready to purchase another house, and so I was debating, because I was going to use it for a rental, if I should just go ahead and put the whole $175,000 down on it. The home is about $292,000, so it'd be, over 50% down. But what I was concerned about is whether I should be investing that much into the one home, or if I should leverage myself, keep maybe 50% of that, and put maybe $75,000 on one home and $75,000 on a second home. And
when you start talking about rental property, really when you talk about anything, but when you talk about rental property, people particularly struggle with one issue. Here's the thing you have to remember. Debt equals risk. More debt equals more risk. More debt equals lower cash flow, less cash position, and more risk. So if you buy one house with 50% down, you have less risk than if you take out 8 times more debt and spread this over 4 houses, because none of them are going to cash flow then. This one's barely going to cash flow at 50% down. I love real estate. No, you're full of crap. You've never bought a rental house. I own a bunch of them. Okay?
I understand.
So don't flinch here. The deal is that they don't cash flow. All of mine are paid for, and some of them with repairs and vacancies don't hardly make money. So when you don't get a renter for 4 months, or one doesn't pay for 3 months, or you put in a heat and air system that's $14,000, or you have to put on a roof because it's leaking, and you got to pay property taxes and insurance, even if it's paid for, you don't get a ton of cash flow unless you manage the property extremely well and you buy it cheap. So this idea that the payment versus the rent is the cash flow is a naive formula and an incomplete formula. When you run an actual operating statement on an investment property, you have all these other expenses, including loss due to non-payment and vacancy and legal costs while you evict the people that didn't pay, and all the repairs and all the stuff you didn't think of when you had this idea that you saw on the internet, I want to buy a rental house. So all that to say, I definitely wouldn't buy more than one, and you're not even going to like this. I wouldn't even buy one right now until you have the money. I'd pay cash for it or I wouldn't do it.